Hello and welcome back to the Morgan Three-Wheeler Workshop. A slightly different video for you today. This time I'm showing you my trusty old 2013 car which is up for sale. I bought the car in 2015 and at that stage it had 635 miles on the clock from new. I rapidly found that it had all sorts of problems, which is what led to me running the Morgan Three-Wheeler Workshop and making upgrades to overcome those problems. I fitted all those upgrades to this car and it has since run absolutely perfectly, and I have put another 29,000 miles on the clock since then, and it has never once let me down. All of the upgrades that I've done on the car have been renewed. The initial bevel box mounting kit, for example, was a fabricated steel one. We have replaced that with a brand new aluminium billet set of mountings. It's got the latest polyurethane inserts in the cush drive. It has a chain drive conversion, and I have just put on new sprockets and a new chain, and everything else on the car has been brought up to scratch. Everything has been serviced and it's ready to go. And the price I'm looking for is £43,000, which may seem a lot of money for a car of this age, but when you see the amount of work that has gone into it, you will see that it is as good as, if not better, than a new one. Okay, so let's give you a tour of the car and show you everything that I've done on it, and it's all been done very recently. We can start with wheels and tyres. It has a pair of brand new Blockleys on the front, and I won't be able to show you, but it also has a brand new Michelin Cross Climate on the back. Both sides have had new brake pads fitted, brand new, and the discs, as you may or may not be able to see, are all in good condition, no serious scoring on them. There you can see the other one over there. And the other thing that I did, I completely re-flushed the brake fluid through the system, and on doing that I found out that the master cylinder didn't feel as good as I thought it should, and so I've replaced the master cylinder. So the braking system, including the rear brake, which I've examined and found the shoes to be as good as new, the whole braking system is like new. You'll excuse me if I refer occasionally back to my list, because there's an awful lot of stuff that's been done on this car. Okay, so while I was in at the back end, I've had the swinging arm out, and again this is something I can't really show you, but taking the swinging arm out means you can replace the bearings in the swinging arm, re-grease them. That all involves taking all of this upholstery out here. And the swinging arm, while it was out, was fully rust-proofed. It's had all the holes in the end of the tubes sealed up in order to stop any water or air, oxygen getting in there, so it won't rust from the inside. And it's been filled with linseed oil and drained again afterwards, of course. While I was in there, the prop shaft joints, the Hardy Spicer joints, were all greased properly, purged through. And the other thing I can show you when we go in the back, you will see I have these extra brass clips on, because when they get older these leather straps start to stretch. Underneath the luggage tray there, you'll see there is a full deep valance glass fibre mudguard on there. It's securely mounted with stainless steel brackets, and if we go around to the other side, you can also see it's got a brand new chain and sprocket running in there as well. Whilst in there looking at all the gearboxes and things, I've changed the oil in the bevel box, I've changed the oil in the gearbox, and I've also changed the oil in the engine. It's now running Duckham's 2050. It's had a new oil filter fitted, and let's have a look at the list and see what else. Okay, you will see looking at the front that I've removed the cowling for the fan, because I believe that that cowling, where it sits down the back here, stops a lot of air cooling happening in between the two cylinders, and certainly it stops any cooling happening between the cylinders when the fan is running. So I've removed that, and I've put the fan, don't know if you can see it, if I tip that round there you can see the fan just is in the front of the bonnet. The bonnet is pierced through behind the fan, so that the air that the fan is drawing cools the oil tank as well, and gives you far better flow through between the cylinders on the engine. It is manually switched. I can show you the little manual switch. I don't know if you can see down here, and you can hear the fan running, I guess, and there's a little red indicator light in there to tell you that it's on. Fuel pipes are always problematic on these things, and you'll see I fitted stainless steel braided fuel pipes, and they're all double clipped. The pipes in between here are also double clipped, because the slightest leak from those, and they're not very well designed, allows a tiny spray of petrol to get on the windscreens, and then you find your windscreens have crazed. Okay, so inside the front cover here is where the timing belt lives, and it has a brand new timing belt, an original S&S Gates timing belt. It's got timing belt idler rollers, which sometimes give trouble with the bearings, and they've been upgraded to a double row angular contact ball race in both sides, positively located against shoulders inside the pulleys. It's also had the S&S upgrade to the bottom pinion. They sometimes fail, so that upgrade kit has all been fitted, and as you can see right down the bottom there is a row of holes which allows a bit more air to get through to keep that belt cool. It has the spaces in the back here to allow the air to get out as well. A little while ago, during the COVID pandemic, when we were all stuck at home, I had the powder coating stripped off the front mudguards, and they've been professionally resprayed. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but down there you can see the chassis tubes have got doublers fitted on, fully brazed in position to reinforce that area where the chassis crack. And if you can look back up there, you will see a genuine Harley Davidson voltage regulator mounted back to the bodywork to reduce vibration. Wherever possible, I have blocked up all the various holes in the chassis which have allowed water and oxygen to get in, and I never trust a rust-proof coating where I can't see it. So all the chassis tubes, these front ones are a classic example, have been blown through with linseed oil, and then I've stoppered the end off with a wooden stopper and sealed that all in with marine mastic. All the other holes around the chassis, I may be able to show you one or two areas such as this, there, and down there. All those holes have been closed off with marine mastic after injecting linseed oil in. And you'll notice, by the way, on those foot rails there, the chassis rails, I've put on a new non-slip tape so you don't slip when you're getting in and out on both sides. And I'm sure you can't see the pedals. Oh yes, you can. Those pedals have also got non-slip tape on them, which is new. One of the things these early models didn't have was a triangulated chassis brace at the front. And this one, as you can see, has got it fitted, and that was done at the 600 mile mark when I first purchased the vehicle. You'll also see here, although you can't actually see the pump under the cover, there is a nice new Walbro fuel pump. All of the bonnet and boot catches have been replaced with solid chrome plate over brass over centre toggle catches, which, as you can hear, lock on nice and tightly, stop all that rattling. And you can also, if you really feel the need, put a little lock through there for security. Another little touch is here where the back seat back comes. The aluminium in the chassis often cuts into the leather, and you can see probably there's a little plastic trim that's been fitted right across to stop that from happening. I've made a tasteful little wooden tray which is fixed in so that you can keep your sunglasses and any other little bits and pieces while you're driving from falling all over the floor. The engine oil temperature gauge has been fitted, but for reasons that are beyond my understanding it reads much higher than the actual temperature, but it does give you a good indication when the engine is getting too hot and when you need to switch on the electric fan. A general look over the vehicle will show you that it has the bright kit. In other words, it has stainless steel headlamps, it has stainless steel rollover bars, and if I close the lid here you can see it has a stainless steel rear light mounting cover. The vehicle comes with a full 12 months MOT, and it's here ready to go, available for anyone who wants to come up and take it out for a test drive. Just get in touch. You'll find my details on my website, which is www.bleasy.co.uk. That's BLEAZEY. Just send me a message, get to me on email, and we can work something out. Again, price £43,000. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.